January 17th, man. We're starting to get into that part of the month. It went from like the 1st to the 10th. It went pretty slow, and now it's like we're already at the 17th, right?
February.
It's like, yeah, March Madness right around the corner. But it's like this year, actually, February is a day longer. It's a day more betting for us. And, and then we go into March a little bit later. And March Madness actually starts a little bit later than normal this year. Normally, it's like St. Patrick's Day. This year, it's like a week later, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder why that is. Why is that? How come that happens? Got some fan mail here for Jay Briggs. I gotta see if I can find it. Anyways, man, coming off of that small NBA card, man, those games were pretty interesting. Once again, the Kings, man, same old song and dance, right? It's like road dog, cover, Anything else? It's like they can be counted on for nothing. They're on the do bet list if they are small favorite. Today, though, we got a lot of the teams back in action. Pretty big card. And, of course, I don't know, pretty interesting. I think it is. And the college card is pretty interesting, too. Ron, a lot of meat on the bone in college today, or are you just kind of picking your spots here?
I'd say so. I think there's a lot of meat on the bone. Yeah. Good card betting-wise and entertainment-wise as well.
So this is what was sent for Jay. One of our readers sent this in. I don't know if he's seen it already. It's on here twice. Let me do it twice. There you go.
Yeah.
That was sent by Joe Kavanaugh, who also lives in Texas. He's a friend of mine. I said I would show it. He said, show this to Jay. I said, I'm going to do it on the show. Jay not really taking it too well today. He's going through all the stages of grieving here. He was mad. First he was sad. Then he was mad.
And now he's in acceptance.
He's in acceptance. And he's still kind of like, I think he's just waiting for something positive, to move forward. Just that thing like, maybe new puppy or something. I don't know. New coach.
The divisional round, we're going to talk about it later today on the NFL show, and there's like, we're not there. Like, it's we're not there. The NFC, it's the Niners, the Lions, the Packers, and the Bucks. That is insane. Yeah, that picture has resonated, man. Like I said, I'm 24, and I haven't seen this team in an NFC championship yet, let alone a Super Bowl. So it is what it is, man. Let's go Texas.
It isn't what it isn't.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It could be what it could be.
I say it ain't what it ain't.
Que sera, sera.
Whatever
What
will be.
will be.
Will be. But outside of that, I mean, I thought the college hoops was, choppy. Once again, a bunch of games that I liked and I didn't put in that I thought I put in, like Kansas. And then, games that I didn't think I put in that I did put in. So it was like, oh, man, because that's the thing is when I do them the night before, it's like sometimes I wish I would change my mind. And I got to say, man, Baylor, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. It's like they had 31 at the half with 8 minutes left, 8 minutes gone in the second half. They still were at 31. I mean, it's terrible, man. They have like an all-star team. And the thing is, I can understand if you're one and done. They're dominating the offensive boards, man. Like dominating them, man. And still, so they're missing 3-4 shots down each time. I didn't look at the final box score there, but My guess is one ugly Jason Tatum, like, big game type statement there. I mean, it has got to be.
They shot 33% from the field, 18% from three, and 47% from the free throw line. But had 23 offensive rebounds.
47% from the free throw line. You're not going to win a Big 12 game doing that. Not going to happen.
Especially on the road. They're
so talented. I think it was me saying that. Stop feeding the Clippers. I only have one voice. Stop picking on Brian. Stop feeding the Clippers. Anyways, I promise I will do better. I will do better. I lost my mouse. I don't know why this always happens. Every time I start talking about Brian, we'll blame Brian Bitler for this. Brian's not even here. All right, well, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
This is our
Stop
chance.
talking about me.
Yeah, this show got a lot cooler.
What did y'all think of the MVP battle last night? I mean, it was a pick your poison. What do you like? You know, how do you like it? I mean, you could go with the argument that the Sixers won the game, but both of their stat lines were just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, what was it? 41, 7, and 10. Oh my God.
That'd be a great
Jokic,
finals.
25, 19, and 3. Oh my God. Whew.
11 offensive rebound.
It's insane. That would be a hell of a finals. That'd be a hell of a finals.
Where's the jam session? It's out already. It's already posted. Where is it? It's like, I know our audience. I know you guys. We know each other. What's happening, Chris? Chris yesterday was like so out of it. It was like they said it was like Nabisco made an announcement they were going to no longer continue to produce Cakesters or something. It was like, I don't know. It's like depression.
Yeah, I'm still hanging on the news if that's actually going to be the case or if that's just urban myth. I don't know. I'm in shambles right now if that's the case. I don't know. I don't know how I'll be able to. I don't know how I'll recover from that if Cakesters went away.
Cakester. Wednesdays I'm on the drive-through.
I was on last night. Gave them the stars. Turn up. I'm mad it wasn't a premium. I loved them. I should have had it. I don't know. I didn't have no idea. I had one play yesterday. It was the Thunder Buddies, and they were there the whole game. It was a good-ass game. And then Paul George, fourth quarter, late, just put the nail in the coffin. Still Thunder Buddies for life, though. And it's still the Clippers.
Those Clippers. That'll be on Jay's gravestone. He should have taken the Clippers. Anyways, we got a solid card today. A lot of games, a lot of action, a lot to go over. So a lot of teams not in action yesterday, so they'll be playing today. Now, I talked on yesterday's show about some stuff, and it's not going to be pretty, but we're going to get there today through this card. We got the Pistons taking on the Timberwolves. It hasn't been pretty for the Pistons. 4-36 on the season, while the T-Wolves go 28-11. Yeah. Jay?
I want to see this injury report clear up for Detroit, and I'm going to take them. for as bad as their record is, you would think ATS that it would be a lot worse than they are. Now, granted, they're still pretty bad against the number, but 16, 23-1, you can pick your spots and make money with the Detroit Pistons. And here in this spot, home dog, I'm going to grab it. I think of course, the Timberwolves are head and shoulders the better team. Of course, we all know that. The Pistons are the worst team in the NBA. I just see this as like a 7-8 point win for Minnesota. We'll see. Am I rushing to the win a little bit this game? Probably not. But if I were to, kind of like Mitch said yesterday, we gotta bet bad teams in certain spots, man. You got to. You just got to. And I think this might be one for me here with the Pistons. I want to see injury report clear up though.
Speaking of bad teams, Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, give me Minnesota. I've seen Detroit get blown out too many times to really feel good about trusting them in a spot like this. Minnesota, yeah, they've taken 9 of their 11 losses on the road this season. They do have a below 500 ATS record, but it's the lesser two evils for me here. I think Minnesota's defense travels, holds down the Pistons here, win this one by 15 plus. I'm going to take the Timberwolves.
Any chance? Edwards has been so banged up. Any chance they give him the night? Any chance they just give him the night off because it's the Pistons?
It's always possible.
I could definitely see it.
I could see it.
Would that change your mind at all, Chris, if he sat?
No. Honestly,
Fair.
No.
Fair.
Ron
I'm on the
Romanelli.
Pistons. Yep, I'll take the Pistons. T-Wolves just when you look at their games on the road, they haven't really beat up on the bad teams. They lost outright to the Raptors, lost outright to the Hawks. They beat the Hornets by, I think, like 6 points on the road. They beat the Spurs by 7 on the road. So laying this gigantic number, a number that is pretty volatile. It's going to depend on the injury reports like we've talked about. But right now at this number, I like the Pistons plus the points. I think they at least cover.
I'm on the Pistons as well. I was pissed off. Now I'm pissed on. And I think that, I'm going to go for the Pistons here. And Jaden Ivey coming off of a 24-point game. I've been high on this guy. I know Jay's a Burks guy, but I think Ivey is the guy that is the one that really needs to step it up for Detroit to be a better team because he's a high draft choice. And, I know Cade's not there. This is kind of his time. Cade will be back in the next week or so. Why not? And, we can only hope that maybe, we find someone else to punch Rudy Gobert in the face. I just think, I'm just waiting for it to happen. Remember when he did the mic thing? Remember that? He still deserves another one for that. Still deserves it. I don't know, man. I kind of like the Pistons where they are on the front line, I don't know. I think they're okay. I think they're going to be good. And I think we're starting to see from the Pistons and the Spurs, as well, is these teams that have been like at the bottom of the bottom for defense are starting to improve their numbers. You're not going to see them jump like way up the charts, but they're definitely moving up just ever so slightly. And it's like that's what's making the difference. The Pistons are, they're coming. We coming. Chris, your Atlanta Hawks versus the Magic. What do you think?
Them Romanelli Hawks. I can't let you give them to Chris. You got to give them to Romanelli.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I don't want this team. I don't want the Hawks. Give me the Magic. Again, I'm not gonna get caught holding the grenade with the Hawks. 4-14 against the spread at home, 3-10 against the spread as a home favorite. The Magic are banged up, and obviously you'd want Franz Wagner back, but I think the Orlando Magic still have enough to cover this game, potentially win it outright. We just saw that the Hawks up 35 against the Spurs at the half and almost choke away the cover. So give me the Magic and the points.
The Romanellis are in Atlanta. We're ready to ride. Give me the Hawks. Layup. Perfect spot. I mean, this is just getting me excited. You got the Magic coming off an upset win on the road at MSG. Comeback victory. Exciting against the Knicks in the Mecca. Then you got Atlanta. who finally put together a decent defensive performance. Granted, wasn't looking great at the end of that game, but these Hawks are playing with revenge after losing in Orlando in overtime about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So you got a revenge spot, you got a letdown spot. Give me Atlanta.
Well, the Hawks suck. I'm really not even going to look any further into it. I see Hawks, especially at home. I bet the other team. It really is that simple of a formula, and it has been straight money, money, money. The sharp chasers have been a straight fade at home, and the Sharps are getting just slaughtered on the Atlanta Hawks. Jay's up. We would normally hear his pick in this slot, but we already know what it is because we have the Jay Briggs do not bet list. Carolina Panthers, Washington Commanders, Atlanta Hawks, Shedeur Sanders for Heisman. # we coming.
Great list, and it holds true. I will say, when Romanelli's on them Hawks, he's been pretty profitable. He just seems to get on them on the exact
He can't
spots.
be profitable betting the Hawks. They've only covered 3 times.
He's like the exact spots though. Like he's
been beat. He's been beaten.
I'm about 2-3, maybe 2-4, but nowhere.
Well, that's not profitable.
Like they are.
But that's not profitable. But that's not profitable.
But you should see the bet I made with the OKC game. But great, keep going.
Yeah, that one I took a bath. But for me here, it's Magic. I believe in Magic. 10-29 against the number. 26-14 against the number are the Magic. Third best in the league. They are kind of banged up. Hawks, I just think they're headed for a blow up. It's any day now where Murray's gone or Young's gone or both. Like we're getting to that point. That's the Magic for me here.
All day, man. Twice on Wednesdays.
Hawks.
Wednesdays is like the days the Hawks be cashing.
No way. Mm-hmm. The Hawks never.
It's when I come to town.
They're 4-14 against the number at home. I mean, there's 4 Wednesdays in a month. They've only covered 1 out of every 4 games that they've played.
They've cashed out. Let me see if I'm correct.
Let's evaluate the numbers. Let's look at the data. Okay.
Yep, they beat the Sixers and covered last week. And
on a Wednesday?
The week before they beat the Thunder Buddies. So yeah, back-to-back Wednesdays.
2-0 on this show with my Hawks.
These are Zawacki type trends. On a Wednesday after playing on a Monday.
Has gotten me twice in a row on the Hawks. I just knew that.
Last week I was checking the schedule. I was like, did the Hawks play on Wednesday? Ooh, they play the Magic. This is going to be a layup.
How about on a Wednesday coming off of an off day when playing the previous day?
Wednesday when we're on the show, we're undefeated.
Speaking of teams, we've got the Celtics taking on the Spurs. Thing about the Spurs is, once again, these guys have been turnstile defense for a lot of the year, but they're picking up the defense too. Ron, we know you've got your Wemby jersey on underneath your Pick Dogs jacket.
Not quite. It's a tough one. I'm going to go with the Spurs. I just think the number's too far gone now. I was on Boston against the Rockets at home, and it's tough to go against them when they're playing in the Garden. But now, 16 points, just too much. I got to go with San Antonio. Just hold my nose.
I'll hold your nose for you. We've got I'm going to take the Spurs as well. I just love fading the Celtics. It's just something that I do. Can't help myself.
So it's a pick between two evils.
Well, we all know what the bigger evil is, and it starts with the Jason and it ends with the Tatum. Is Brown playing? Because that could be a factor. If he's not playing, then generally I don't hate the Celtics quite as much, but I still do. I think tonight's the night the Celtics go down and blow that winning undefeated home record. This is the type of game where Tatum would be choking.
No.
Yep.
Brown's in. It looks like.
All right, then I'm definitely Spurs money line for me.
And Holiday.
Spurs money line for me if Brown's playing. He's a stiff. You're terrible.
Mitch, the Celtics are to Mitch what the Clippers are to me.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, the Celtics are way worse against the spread than the Clippers are, man.
No, I think they're the exact same, to be honest. That's why I said that.
The Celtics are the worst cover road team, like one of the worst cover road teams out there.
Boston is 20-18-2 against the number. The Clippers are 21-19.
Yeah, 21, baby. 21.
So Boston is 52.6% against the number. The Clippers are 52.5. The same team.
But it's a good 52.5. I told you the Clippers were better. All right.
I'm on the Celtics here at the crib. Best team in the league. 19-0 at home. They're finna take the Spurs behind the woodshed. This is one where they're up 15 first quarter. This one they're up 20 at half. This one they're up probably 30 in the third quarter, pull everybody, and then it get a little dicey. It's probably one of those games. But I think they're going to be up well enough to where it don't matter. Spurs have been good against the number recently, but tonight they get the living doors blown off. I'm taking the Celtics in Boston.
Chris Ruffolo.
Sexy pick time. I'm taking the over. I don't trust the. I don't trust.
Someone wrote in your YouTube comments, "Totals are us."
And the thing is, I didn't even give out a total in that game. I don't think I did. Anyways, maybe I did. I can't remember.
Totals are us.
You know, I didn't give out I didn't give out a total in that game. I'm just getting roasted for it.
Well, Jay gets booed for picking against the Clippers when they're on bye. Also, it's just it's where you live.
I think the Celtics are going to try to run it up on the Spurs tonight, but we've seen the Spurs hang around in some spots, so I think this is just going to be a higher scoring game. I think this one gets closer to 250. So give me the over here.
Just doesn't make sense. All right, we got the Cavaliers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks, another overrated team, man. A lot like the Celtics. All the value generally on the other side of the Bucks, especially on the road. The weird thing about the Bucks this season is that we're not even seeing those blowout home wins that we're used to. You know, normally it's blowout city. Giannis's brother comes in. You know, but we're not even seeing that. We're just seeing, you know, the Bucks were supposed to be a team.
Brother, did you see last game? They're memeing him right now over the last couple days. So
we've been on him early. We've been on this one.
I know, but it's hilarious. So the Damian Lillard game winner the other day, in the background, I'm gonna send you the picture. Giannis's brother is on the bench doing the exact same motion. And then after the game when they're all celebrating, everybody's like, you know, doing a little pose. So everybody's just laughing at him right now. It's funny. We all love Giannis's brother, though.
Of course. Giannis's brother.
Oh man.
Who's up? Is it me?
I think it's you.
Yep. I like the Cavs at home in this one. I don't like the way the Bucks have been playing on the road. I think the line is telling you everything you need to know. All those flat top, 90-degree angle squares all over the Bucks in this thing. They love the Bucks. Love them. All offense, no nothing else. I'm going for the Cavs. Easy money line.
Roof, I'm taking the Cavs. Y'all know I love fading Milwaukee. Did y'all know Milwaukee is actually the fourth worst ATS team in the league? Fifth.
Yeah, of course I do. Because I've been ragging on them ever since that 4-1 Heat beatdown of them last year. And then everyone's saying, the Bucks and the Celtics are the two best teams. They're so good. 4-1. There was a fight that would have stopped it. They're so good. I love the Bucks. Damian Lillard. It's like we wouldn't even trade Hawkins for him. That's what we felt about
Cleveland rolling right now, man. They're comfortable at the crib. I'm gonna keep rolling them.
That's who they wanted was Hawkes, and we wouldn't give it to them. They wanted Hawkes. Like, we said no. We got Hawkes.
Yeah, give me the Cavs and the points as well. Yeah, I just think this line looks a little bit funky. It's hard to get behind the Bucks as a road favorite, 8-9 against the number this season, and
I don't think it looks
not a great record.
I don't think it looked funky. I don't.
I thought it would have been closer to 5.5.
Okay, that's
I'm
fair.
not saying it's like a way out there. I'm just saying I thought it would have been maybe a couple points heavier. So I'm going to take the points with the Cavs. I think they got a good shot at winning this game outright.
Trae Young to the Lakers. Just kidding. I made it up, but you guys all looked. Anyways.
My turn.
You guys fall for that every time, especially Ruffolo.
Give me this sweep here with the Cavs. But I got to disagree with Ruffalo just to disagree with him. I think the number's right on where it should be. And
I think so.
The Cavs are 10-10 against the number at home, so it's kind of like coin flip city. But when you look at the first game between these teams, obviously Cavs playing with revenge. There was an 8-point loss, 119-111. But in that game, Cleveland shot 6 of 43 from 3, 14%. Milwaukee, 41% from 3. And they still only won the game by single digits. It's because Cleveland dominated every other facet of the game, including points in the paint, forced turnovers. They forced 17 of them in that one. So I think the fundamentals lead Cleveland to victory as they're in great form. And lay the points with the Hawks.
No Hawks, permanently no Hawk. Oh.
Got the God, my mouse just keeps going out. I wonder if it's because my phone is on the desk. Seems like the phone likes to get hooked into the. I wonder why it does that. It's so weird. I wonder if there's a way to block it. All right. It is the Knicks against the Rockets. Jay, that's you.
This one's tough. The numbers suggest take the Knicks. You know, it's the Rockets haven't been a hard team to figure out. They've been money at home and just an absolute fade on the road. I'm taking the Rockets here. I am. I'm going to take the Rockets here. I haven't liked what I've seen from the Knicks in 2 of their last 3 games. I was in attendance for the Mavs game where they started out like a snail. And then that fourth quarter against the Magic, that last game, was arguably one of the worst endings to a basketball game I've seen all year. I think it's time. I think that little momentum they had after the trade is over. In all honesty, the Rockets, they've been terrible against the number on the road, but they're not going to be just like god-awful against it all year, meaning they're not going to not cover on the road all season. Like, they're going to be certain spots where they do get it done, and I think tonight's one of those. I'm taking Houston in New York.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot on the Rockets here too. I just think it's a case of too many points. I think this is a one possession game. It's like a 2 or 3 point game. Could come down to who gets the last shot. Yeah, it's pretty simple as that. So give me the Rockets and the points.
Yeah, it's never fun betting the Knicks, and this is one of my least favorite games. But I gotta go with the Knicks here. You know what Orlando did in that fourth quarter, holding the Knicks to 16 points. Give them credit. I mean, Orlando's got a strong defense, but I don't think Houston can compete in that way. And we know the Rockets have been miserable on the road. Usually I don't like laying points with the Knicks, but this season they're actually 14-8 against the spread as a favorite. They're a profitable home favorite. So I'm going to go with New York. But like I said, it's never fun betting the New York Knicks.
I got to pull up some of my defensive numbers. I could make the argument the Rockets are better than Orlando defensively. That's the Rockets' MO, his defense.
On the road?
No, it hasn't been on the road.
I mean,
but like I said,
they gave up 124 to Sixers, 145 to the Celtics, 124 to the Bulls, 120 to the Heat.
Two of the best teams in the East. That's not the Knicks.
The Bulls, 124.
Yeah, that's concerning.
110 at Detroit is not great either.
Fair.
135 at Cleveland, 128 at Milwaukee, 134 at Denver. Stupid, dumb, and crazy.
Tonight's the night.
Defense. Probably. I mean, Julius Randle, he likes to go into his Bob the Builder impression and lay bricks all over the place.
Did you see the ending of that game, bro? It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
I don't trust the Knicks ever, but I got to go with them.
Fair. Mitch, you joining me and Roof?
Yep, taking the Knicks. Easy money. The Knicks coming off the loss, actually creating value here. And, betting the Knicks, like Ron said, always feels a little dirty, but that's okay. It's okay. Betting the Knicks and the Mets always makes me feel like I might have a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Might have some issues. But I go there anyway. I go there anyway.
That's funny. They're kind of like the same team.
It's like walking into the OTB in New York. When I used to work on Wall Street, I used to go to the off-track betting at my lunch hour when they let me take lunch hour. I'd go to the off-track betting on my lunch to bet the horses. Might have an issue.
Jets, Mets, and Knicks.
And the Raptors and the Heat going on here in Toronto. The weather should be a factor in this one, Chris.
In Seattle?
In Seattle. Chance of rain. It's you, Chris.
It's me. Oh, my sentiments on the Raptors haven't changed. I'm done with them. Give me the Heat. Right now, the vibes are just off. Now there's all the rumblings about Pascal Siakam getting traded. It just feels like this team is starting the process of the teardown. And the Miami Heat, even if they're banged up, they're starting to get healthy again. They just got Jimmy Butler back. Hawkes is on the injury report, but the Heat just find a way, regardless of who's on the injury report. And I think they find a way here. I think they do enough to get the win and cover. So give me the Heat laying the points.
I'm gonna go with Toronto.
I wish I had the same mental capacity to just fade my team.
I think Toronto competed well in that game against the Celtics, and the difference was the 3-point percentages. I mean, Toronto was fundamentally much stronger. They had 60 to 28 points in the paint advantage. That's your sustainable buckets. Those are the buckets you can get in crunch time. And Toronto shot 12% from three. You're just not going to win a game in the NBA when you shoot that poorly. But luckily, on the season, Toronto's much better than 12%, even though they're not a great 3-point shooting team, right around 36%. So I think we see the Raptors put together a home victory here. I'm going to take Toronto.
I'm taking the Heat. This is easy money. The Heat have just been battling through injuries, just mixing it up, all different players. You got one of the best teams in the NBA representing the Eastern Conference in the finals 2 of the last 4 years up against, a bunch of scrubs. There, I said it. Guys, enjoy yourself at that Raptors game. The $32 beers and your suck-ass team. I'm going to show you what it's all about. The Bam Out of Bayou show is in session. Jimmy's playing. It's all over. Jake.
Bounce back, revenge spot at the crib. where they play their best basketball. I'm back on the Raptors, man.
They're 9-10 at home. They're playing their best. If 9-10 is their best, if 9-10 is their best, it is their best because they're 15-25. So that makes them 6-15 on the road. This team just stinks anywhere in any place.
Give me the Raptors.
Yep. I'm on the
Give
Raptors.
me the Jacket.
But you said bounce back revenge spot at home. How about the Atlanta Hawks? Come on.
Nah.
All right, lose money twice. That makes sense.
Double it. Parlay. Hawks, Raptors.
Ooh, the 2-team parlay from Rod. I can't do the parlay, but I'm gonna take the Raptors here. The Heat, they're coming off a pretty significant homestand. They did, hiccup a little bit with the Nets on the road. Won the game though. I'm with Ron, bro. Like, the thing is like I've watched 3 of the last 4 Raptors games, and I've sat there and said, "Oh my God, this team! If you could just stop being the Raptors, you are just fine." They looked decent against the Lakers. They looked decent against the Clippers. They looked good against the Celtics. And like Ron said, if they would have made just 1 or 2 more threes, it would have been a totally different ball game. I think this is a spot the Heat finally just have a little hiccup. They're going to be fine. I'm kind of with Mitch. I think I've liked that, what I've seen for Miami. Would I be surprised if Jimmy turned it back up in the postseason and they're back in the Eastern Conference Finals? No. But
sounds like you would be since you've been Celtics.
Celtics Heat. I wouldn't be surprised we ran it back and then the Celtics 4-2 they ass or 4-1 their ass. I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
But tonight, I think is a small hiccup spot for Miami. I'm gonna take Toronto and Toronto.
Oh my God.
I actually think, Mitch, we haven't seen the Heat fully healthy yet, really in a minute. This team might be slightly better than they were last year.
They are better than they were last year because they got all the same players except they got Hawkes. And the thing is that in this game they don't have Hawkes, but this is still the same team here that the Heat had for the bulk of the season. They didn't get Love until late, and it's like, so he's out, and it's like, and Hawkes are out. 2 guys that weren't with the team last year. You got Jimmy and Bam, basically 2 players that are better than anybody on the entire Raptors team. It's going to be a beatdown. This is going to be a 38-point Jimmy Bucket show.
And a loss.
And a loss, my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a loss for you, maybe. And Ron.
No,
Ron.
no.
How about if I call him Ron the Don? That was like the YouTube comments. Like, I think we heard that one about 3 years ago. I came up with it. I just came up with this. Nice. Pelicans and the Hornets. Oh man, this is kind of where you start to see, we're at the halfway point of the NBA season. Starting to see the half the NBA's up here and the other half's down here. There's not a lot of teams in that middle level, and this pretty much defines it right here. This draws that line in the sand. We are 41 games in for the Pelicans, and Zion Williamson is still not out for the season.
Yeah, so
we are in rare territory. Yeah, we are in. This is past the halfway point for them. This is rarefied air for the Pelicans. They're even checking the injury list before they come into the office. For the game, they are. They can't. No one can believe it. This is like Christian McCaffrey making it through 2 seasons with the 49ers. It's pretty miraculous. People forget the walking injury list that guy's been throughout the bulk of his career. Anyways, let's see. So it would be Chris. Would it be Chris or Jay? Who's up?
I forgot.
I think I went first in the last one.
All right. That means Ron Romanelli's up.
I'm going to go with the Hornets. I just can't lay this many points with the Pelicans in their first game back from a long road trip. The first meeting between these two is competitive, 5-point game, and I could see something in the 7 to 8 point range in this one. So I'll take the points with Charlotte.
I'm going to go for the squarest thing on the board here, and that's going to be the Pelicans here to just absolutely throw down a beating here on this Hornets team that's 1-9 straight up. It's not like they fight the good fight on the road. They're not like one of these teams that's like, oh, they're good, but they don't win a lot of games, but they cover. And I do think there's going to be a lot of teams like that are going to come up. We saw it with the Spurs recently, the Pistons, easy cover today, right? But the thing is, the Hornets, I'm just not feeling it because this team, they're in disarray. The Pelicans are in array. The Hornets, disarray. Jay?
It's probably my least favorite game on the card. I feel what Romanelli is saying. I really, really do. This game is a pass for me. A small lean towards the Hornets. I forgot what I did on the jam session. I pretty much did the same thing I'm doing right now. Where it's like, I hate this damn game. That's a lot of lumber to lay with the Pelicans coming off that significant road trip. And the Hornets, I can make the argument that they're fine. They might, like Mitch say, be about to kind of take off. LaMelo's now back. He's kind of had a couple games under his belt. We'll see. Small lean towards the Hornets. I'm not betting this one, though, at all, like in any capacity.
Oh, it's either you got a choice between LaMelo and James Wiseman. The choice was Wiseman.
I know. Imagine LaMelo in Golden State right now.
Imagine James Wiseman in Golden State right now.
Imagine James Wiseman on the Pistons.
You don't have to imagine it. He's there. Certain guys just land in their natural spot. Where's Anthony Bennett playing?
Oh God, who knows? Rec League.
Wasn't he back in the G League like a year ago or something like that? Let me see. Let me do a quick Anthony Bennett search.
Who makes that pick? Who's in charge of that pick? How do you miss? But the thing is, looking back at that draft, the Bennett draft, it was all busts. Like the whole draft was bust. There was nowhere to go. The guy that everyone was saying
drafts of all time.
It was one of the worst drafts of all time. The guy who everybody said to take, Nerlens Noel, he's no prize, It's like there's nothing right? He was the guy that everyone said, oh, he's going to go number one. But there was really that Anthony Bennett draft.
But Giannis was in that one, but that's it.
But there really wasn't much,
Bennett's playing in South Korea right now.
Yeah, I was going to say he's somewhere overseas.
But if you look at the draft, right? Anthony Bennett, Oladipo, who wasn't bad when he's healthy, Otto Porter Jr., I'd say a rung below achiever. He's a little bit under the achiever mark. He's one of those guys that has a world of talent. But when
a career role player.
Yeah. When we see he has a world of talent, but when we see it, he's great. But we just don't see it often or consistent enough. Cody Zeller, Alex Len, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who could be the pick of the litter here in the top 10. Trey Burke. Oh, God. CJ at 10.
Michigan Burke. Oh, my God. That's probably my favorite college hoops run ever. That Michigan Trey Burke run. I swear to God. I swear to God.
CJ went at 10. And then CJ played all 4 years in college. Then Michael Carter Williams. Oof, that was love to have that one back.
He had like 2 good seasons, and that was it.
He was rookie of the year.
Yeah, he had 2 good seasons.
Steven Adams. But here we are, at pick 12 of the first round, and we're saying, well, Steven Adams not a bad pick. That's how bad this draft is, right? Because he's a nice player, but he's not like, oh man, we got to get Adams. Then it's Kelly Olynyk, another role player.
Kelly Olynyk, he's still hooping. Kelly be hooping to this day. He better now than he was then. Kelly be hooping. I like Kelly.
Shabazz Muhammad, then Giannis, Lucas Nogueira, Schroeder went at 17 to the Hawks. They'd love to have him back. Shane Larkin from Miami went to the Hawks, and then he went to the Mavs, right?
Oh, boy.
It was terrible. Sergei Karasev, Tony Snell, Gorgie Dieng, Mason Plumlee, Solomon Hill. What a bust that guy is. Tim Hardaway Jr. at 24.
Yep.
Also,
Tim.
in this draft, he's one of the top guys taken here in the first round. Reggie Bullock, another one. It's like he's not bad. I like him. He's not afraid to mix it up. I like it. He's one of the guys that gets like into the little fracas, and the ref calls him out instead of saying like number 24, whatever, and Bullock. It's like, yeah. He's that guy. Andre Robertson, Rudy Gobert, 27. Livio Jane Charles.
Rudy up there.
Yep. Archie Goodwin.
Rudy might crazy take. Rudy might be the best in this. Oh no, after Giannis, and then maybe Rudy.
What about Solomon Hill? He's gonna be awesome. I think Olynyk is up there, and so is Steve Adams, and CJ too,
And Tim.
Yeah, that's my top 10. But looking back, at the Anthony Bennett, Victor Oladipo could have been good. He's just injured all the time, and
he had his Indiana run.
Yeah, I mean this is a tough draft. Anyone? Let's see. So Seth Curry was undrafted in that draft. Robert Covington was undrafted in that draft. I mean, there's some decent. Yeah, this draft stinks. This draft stinks. That could be one of the worst drafts of all time. People are gonna say, "Get to the picks." All right. Can't wait till baseball starts.
It's on the way.
Ron's doing some shorts on baseball.
Yep.
Do you wear shorts while you're doing the shorts?
I'm always wearing shorts while I'm doing the shorts. But top 3 statistics that I use when handicapping should be coming out soon.
Is FIP featured?
FIP is there, baby.
I'm in. I'll be smashing that like button. You got to sub here.
Hitting a thumbs down.
You got to sub here. Subbed, liked, and subbed.
Mitch is anti-FIP.
I don't give a FIP. Got the Lakers and the Mavericks. This is Lakers are favored in this one at home. I'm up, right? These are the ones that the Mavericks win every single time. I'm taking the Mavericks on the money line. I think they win going away. These are the ones that, just as a dog, I think they're like 12-0 or something in their last 12 as dogs. They're like the Mavs are one of the best dogs in the NBA. They've been the best dog since December. Ruffolo looking for stats to combat what
They're
I'm saying.
8-8 overall as a dog.
They're damn right they are. I'm taking the Mavs money line.
Since December, I'm not sure.
No, but I think in their last 7 or 8 games, they've covered every time as a dog. Let me see what the betting tools have to say.
I got the stat for you, Mitch, while we on the Mavs tonight, man. They're the second best ATS team on the road in the NBA.
6-0 in their last 6 ATS as dogs.
12-7 ATS on the road just this season, covering 63% of their games.
But
they've
we
also
still want
beaten
you
the
to
Lakers.
stop taking the Mavericks. I read that on YouTube.
We've also beaten the Lakers in back-to-back games this season. I think we're good regardless. I think we take them now and pray Luka plays because he's game time decision here. But even if he doesn't, we were just talking about that draft. I'm here to tell you, Tim Hardaway is hooping. I don't know if many people know he is balling. He averaging like 35 for the week. Like he balling. Kyrie, 2 40-point games this week. Like the Mavs are cooking. And don't let them get the head of the ship back tonight in Luka Doncic, but I'm taking the Mavs here.
I'm sticking with the Lakers. I don't want to take a shot and
We
not
didn't
have
ask you.
Luka back.
We didn't get.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay. I'm still gonna go ahead because I'm just gonna get run over anyway. So, and I whenever I see the Lakers, I don't see LeBron or thank you.
Man, those go for a while.
Lakers.
I'm going to go with my boys in Dallas. Jay and I are born and raised. Big Mavs fan. Give me the points with the Mavericks. Great road team against the number 6-0 in their last 6 as dogs. Gets the spread. Give me the points.
I thought this was a crazy stat about Luka Doncic. Let me just give this right quick. He has played in 364 career games. He has only in 5 games logged less than 20 points and 5 assists and 5 rebounds. Only 5 games in 364 games. In those 5 games, 2 of them he left early, and the other 3 he didn't play 30 minutes.
Just came across on the bottom of the screen on ESPN breaking news. Jay Briggs, Mavericks fan.
Would you say, Ruffolo, the sky's still blue?
Second check. Yeah, sky's still blue.
All right, we got
Where's Dak on your quarterback list now?
You see, he's off the wall. We're not talking
We
about
got space on the wall. We're gonna send him over one of my Miami plaques. Send him over my Miami plaque, or my. I win 100% of the games.
He in the closet.
All of a sudden, Jay's stuck deciding between Dak Prescott and Josh Rosen.
Whoa, zing. Zinger.
Boy's pathetic.
He's got the zingers coming in. Got the Jazz on the Warriors.
Dak Prescott or Sam Bradford.
Jay, what do you think? Jazz Warriors.
Dak or Brad.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. I'm taking Utah. Best home ATS team in the league. I'm just gonna roll it. You know what I mean? Until they give me a reason not to trust them, I'm gonna trust them. 16-4. They've had played 20 games at home, and they are hitting at an 80% clip. My God. And it's not like the Warriors have been anything to like suggest to hop on them. You know, they're wildly inconsistent. Up here in the elevation in Utah, Salt Lake, taking the Jazz. And Chris, my guy still made all pro this year, man. It just when the lights get bright, you can't get it done, man. We'll see, man. It's definitely Dak over Brad.
But not over Rosen.
Wow, man, it's getting chilly over here. Who's up?
Oh, it's me. I'm gonna take the Jazz as well. Like Jay said, until they give me a reason to go against them, I'm not going to at home. This team's playing really well, and the Warriors just can't get consistent production. So give me the Jazz here, laying the points.
Yep, Jazz for me. They're just on a roll, you know. 132-105, absolute blowout win of the Pacers. They beat the Raptors by 32 points. I mean, this team is just lights out at home. Golden State, just can't trust them right now, especially away from home. So
I was on the Jazz early and often, and I think I'm gonna get off them here. I just think this is the spot for the Warriors. Saw them in that game in Chicago. I thought they played really, really well in a spot that I thought they were dead in the water playing against a Bulls team that was pretty good. Then against the Bucks, they covered getting a bundle the next time out, and then, well, the effort at Memphis. I think you don't see, this type of team take a loss like that sitting down. I'm gonna take the Warriors here. I think this is just like one of those things, where they just stand up and be counted. Maybe they go back to misery right after it, and the Jazz go back to winning right after. But I could see this be the game where Steph throws in 48 or something, and they win, taking the Warriors. Just seems that I liked the Jazz before. We got on them early. We talked all about them. I even was the one, right? It's like, you take out the first 2 weeks of the season, the Jazz might have the best record in the whole NBA. Take out the first 2-3 week season. But I think that now that the public's on, and I read in the YouTube comments that everyone's on the Jazz, and then Ruffolo takes them. It's just a bad combination of things, because it's like I'm only here to fade his ass. We all know that. It's like,
that's a good point. Give me the Warriors
money line.
money line.
I'm with you, Roof.
I got you, man. I got you. Jay's got his marketing jersey. You're a white guy. We got the Blazers against the Nets in the closeout game, man. It's like the NBA has the closeout game. Like baseball, they have that afternoon game, to get your interest in. It's like, you throw out like the Twins and the Brewers or something. Everyone's all of a sudden all interested in it. But for basketball, it's always the closeout game that they have. So they just put the Blazers against the Nets. It's like 10 o'clock Eastern time start. The Blazers are a double-digit win team, man. They are in the grand pecking order of things. They're nowhere near the basement in the NBA. I mean, they are. When you look at the Blazers, they're drafting 5th if the season ends today, and they have a draft pick that's it's protected 1 through 14, so they're in good shape there. And the NBA draft looks like a mess, like with all the trades and everything that have gone on. If the Pistons pick first, their pick's protected 1 through 18. Then the Spurs, they own their pick. They're the only team that owns their pick. Washington, protected 1 through 12 and 13 through 30. Charlotte, protected 1 through 14. Number 5 is Portland, protected 1 through 14. Number 6 is Seattle, protected 1 through 6. So if it goes to 7, the Sonics will lose that pick. They're tied with Memphis. And then Brooklyn, the Rockets have their pick. And then the Sharp Chasers, they own their pick. Then Portland has Golden State's pick. Then the Bulls. Houston's pick goes to OKC. The Lakers goes to Pelicans. And Utah goes to OKC. So OKC has 2 lottery picks, man, on top of what they're doing right now. I bet you they end up trading one, because I don't think they have much room on the roster for that. Because this is a deep draft. I think this year, man, at 14, 12, 14, you're going to get someone really good. Chris, who would you take at 12 to 14?
I got to look at the mock draft.
It all depends on what the team is. If it's the Utah Jazz, they're taking like Flipowski from Duke. But if it's like, if it's the Nets, it's someone else.
Yeah, it all depends. Which team would I be picking for? The Jazz?
The Thunder.
Oh, the Thunder. There's not much this team needs. maybe if I'm reaching a little bit, Kevin McCullough out of Kansas. They have him going 17th to the Hawks right now, but scoring shooting guard. I mean, you got Shea, but he likes to run the point for the most part and put a complimentary piece like McCullough beside him.
I don't know.
It's tough.
It is tough. Very tough. There's a lot of guys that are kind of in this. See, and that's the thing about this draft is that between 1 and 25, I mean, these guys are all interchangeable. There's no one there that's really just jumps off the page, you know? There's not like a top 3 or 5 that jump off the page. Like, you can make a case for Cody Williams, you know? You can make a case for him at 1. You know, you can make a case for him at 8. You can make a case for him at 10. It's like Isaiah Collier. I don't know if I'm really willing to go with him at, you know, where Tankathon has him.
Feel bad for Jacoby Walter having to go to Phoenix or going to Charlotte.
Maybe not. Anyways,
feel bad if he does.
Where are we? Where am I?
Get to the picks.
Wow.
Blazers for me. Nets are terrible. Poverty. Just call it spade a spade. They started out hot. Now they're just a fade. On the road, especially. Blazers. Maybe even money line, to be honest.
How about the scoop props? Over?
Over. Huge game from Scoot incoming. Going to boost his Rookie of the Year odds tonight.
What's his plus-minus looking like from last game? That's what I usually go by. Scoot really puts up some great numbers on his plus-minuses.
Minus 12.
Wow, that's like nothing for him.
Those are all-star numbers for him.
Those are like as good as it gets. He had that minus 56 against the Thunder Buddies. And it's like he had minus
56. Scored 33 in that last one.
He had minus 56, and then he scored 33 points. He was the leader in points. 11 of 31 from the field. He was shooting. He's hope. Jay's gonna be like next week, Scoop be hooping, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, give me the Nets here. I want no part of this banged up Blazers team. Missing so many guys, and Shaden Sharp added to the list now. And the Nets have stunk, but at least they're healthier. I think this is a get right spot for them, revenge spot after the Blazers beat Brooklyn in Brooklyn. So give me the Nets here.
I'm going Blazers. I can't lay points on the road with the team that's 1-3 as a favorite on the road, 7-11 against the spread on the road, and has only won 1 of their last 9 games.
But you'll take the Hawks at home, who have worse numbers than that.
Oh, feed me, Atlanta, baby. Feed me.
Yeah, like way worse numbers than that.
Feed me.
Not really. The Nets are a falling knife. Like, they are like, oh my God, they've been so terrible.
The Blazers are pretty hot. I'll take the Nets here. I'll take a shot with them. And 6 points. Somebody knows something. They're asking you to lay that big of a number. Somebody knows something. All right, let's go to college hoops. We got a wide open card here. The Furman Paladins taking on VMI. We got Army taking on Colgate, App State, Georgia State, Holy Cross, Lafayette, South Carolina Upstate versus Longwood, Presbyterian, 1-ho, 2-ho, Red Ho, Blue Ho versus High Point. It's going to be a low point for High Point. Radford versus Gardner Webb. The Big South has the stuffiest country club names for their teams. Rutgers versus Nebraska. UNC Greensboro versus the Citadel. Sounded like you said Citadel. Mercer versus Chattanooga. Oakland versus Youngstown State. PFW Changs versus Iwapui. We've got Bobby M versus Detroit.
I can't take this anymore. No more. You can't keep doing this.
What?
Just the whole card has got nicknames for every team. Gardner Webb and Iwapui and Bobby M. People have no idea what teams you're even talking about.
They're playing Detroit. That was who you named them that. That was your name that you picked from.
Yeah, that was you.
Too many.
Yeah. Too many nicknames?
It's just funny. Every game's got a team the Citadel and PF Chang's or whatever you said.
We do a lot of shows. We've got a lot of stories. There's a lot of backstories, man. We do a lot of shows. We cover it all. We're not one of these sites that just jumps in at March Madness and acts like we know college hoops. I mean, it's like there's a lot of people that do that, man. How many writer applications do I get when they announce the brackets or after the first? I mean, I get like more writer and handicapper applications once March Madness starts than any other time of year, and the whole rest of the year combined. It's like, please. Fordham versus Davidson. No Steph Curry in that one. We've got Loyola Chicago versus UMass. St. Bonnie's versus URI. Chris, it's all fun and games to you, isn't it? BU versus Bucknell. Boy, there's a lot of games in the slot. I'll have to just stop here. It's too many.
You're not far off from the finish of the 7 o'clock.
Oh, no? All right, I'll go. I'll take it all the way home.
A few more.
All right. Navy versus Lehigh. Virginia versus Virginia Tech. Miami versus Florida State. UConn versus Creighton. And Kentucky, Mississippi State. Wofford versus East Tennessee State. East Carolina versus North Texas. Chris, any meat on the bone?
I would hope so in this time slot.
Yeah, shit. A lot of
well, let's go back to the early slot. I like Furman against VMI, laying the big number. This VMI defense is absolutely god awful. Just gave up 134 to Samford. Furman finally getting healthy. I know they haven't been the same Furman team as we've seen in years past, but injuries played a part in that, and I think now they're getting healthy. I think they beat VMI by 20. Yeah, they handled their business against the Citadel, so I think they handle it here against VMI, who's the worst defensive team in the conference. Give me PFW Changs against Iwapui as well. I think the Mastodons walk all over Iwapui in that one. Win that one by 20 plus.
But do they get it to go box with it? Fortune cookie says. I look up in the fortune cookie. Put a little something.
I'm saying I think PFW Chang's going to batter Iwapui in that one.
How about the ones that give you the lucky numbers? The fortune. He's like,
oh yeah, and I always go play them, and I get like one.
It's like, what? What is this?
Oh man! And give me Robert Morris against Detroit Mercy. Detroit Mercy might not win a game this season.
Ron, anything in this slot for you?
I'm rolling with Detroit Mercy. I can't lay that many points with Bobby M. They turn the ball over too much, and I think that's going to be an issue in this game. Also, like LSU against Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is one of the more overrated teams in college basketball. And
why don't you like Ole Miss? Like you've been bashing them, and Chris Beard's, one of the best coaches in the history of the game, really. In the last
I know, but his
years.
defense is not doing what it usually does. But
they're winning games. They're winning games.
I know they are winning games. Give them credit. But who have they beaten in the conference? The Gators, who we know are always overrated, and Vanderbilt at home. Both those wins are at home. Their one true road game in the conference, 90-64 beatdown to Tennessee. So, LSU's no Tennessee, but this is another true road game, and I don't think Ole Miss has been tested enough. I don't like the shot quality numbers. I don't like the fact that they don't rebound the ball very well. So, I'll go with
saying they got a
LSU.
chance.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Jay?
Give me my Blue Jays. Money line. Upset. Alert, alert, alert. I'm gonna go beat UConn outright. Give me your team, Miami. They're gonna beat up on Florida State at the crib. Don't really trust Florida State on the road. Yeah, they beat Notre Dame, but who is Notre Dame? They're not Miami. Give me North Texas against East Carolina. I just think defensively they'll be too much. That's what I like in this slot.
I don't know, man. I like Kentucky against Mississippi State. I think at Rupp, coming off that tough game against A&M where, I mean, they had so many chances in that one. I also like Virginia a lot against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has those two shooters that have been there forever, Couture and Petula, but they really don't shoot like at an alarming rate. Like you would think they would be a top 5 3-point shooting teams when actually Virginia is. And
Couture's actually banged up too.
Yeah. It's like Virginia has won 19 in a row at home. I mean, they're serious at home. I remember when they beat us at home, Larinaga said after the game, it said, well, what do you think about this? And he says, we're not going to be the only ones that lose here, so we're just not going to let it bother us too much. And I think, it's always been a tough building. Always been a tough building, and it will continue to be. I like Radford over Gardner-Webb. I think they kick him out of the country club as well. I like Radford's been pretty good this year. Solid. They're not like a fluke, they really are this good. Got UIC versus Murray State, Southern Illinois versus Bradley, the Salukis. Illinois State versus Drake. I don't like Drake. Got Evansville against Valpo. Should we call Drake the Ann Shores? Is that okay? Can we do that? We'll go back. Illinois State versus the Ann Shores. Evansville versus Valpo. And we could call it the Ann Shores. I don't like Drake. We've got Evansville versus Valpo. Texas versus UC. What did you say?
That's offensive to Drake.
It is offensive to Drake.
I don't like Drake.
I don't like Drake. We got Oklahoma versus West Virginia. UAB versus Tulane. Tulsa versus UTSA. Texas State versus ULL. It's Louisiana. It's you and me. Southern Miss versus Arkansas State. Northwestern versus Maryland. Any of these for you, Chris?
Give me Oklahoma laying the 11.5 against West Virginia. It's not the same West Virginia team that we're used to seeing. The Mountaineers are not very good this year.
It's also not the same West Virginia team they've had, in the first part of the season either. In all fairness,
fair, but yeah, I still can't get behind them here. I think Oklahoma wins that one by 13, 14 points at home. So I'll take the Sooners, and I'll take Drake laying the 7.5 against Illinois State. Already saw this matchup. Drake won by 17 at home. And I think they go to Illinois State, put up a similar performance here. Give me the Bulldogs.
I don't like Drake.
I missed one from the last time slot. I like East Carolina. I'm going head-to-head with Jay Briggs. I think the defense for East Carolina is underrated. I like the fact they take care of the ball. They get those offensive rebounds. They get to the free throw line. I think their shooting numbers will improve. And I don't like backing bad offenses on the road, laying points. North Texas, they turn the ball over too much. I'll go East Carolina there. But in this time slot, I'm going to roll with Mr. Jay Briggs' Oklahoma Sooners and lay the points. I agree with Ruffolo. I like him this spot. Blowout win. Bounce back at home.
I tell you what, the money line special of the day for the dogs is in this slot. UCF money line versus Texas. Texas, not good this year, man. Not good. Overrated, man. The value is all on UCF. I would go UCF getting the 8.5. I'd go to UCF plus like 5.5, and then take them on the money line as well. I don't even understand why. Well, I know why Texas is getting all this love, but this team's 5-11 against the number at home overall, 3-7 against the number at home. They got beat by Texas Tech, and I'll tell you what, it wasn't even a game. They got slaughtered in that thing. I don't know what the final score was, but they should have lost by 25. I mean, it was never like it was a close game. They gutted it out, hit at the end. It was a beatdown. I think Texas is going in the wrong direction. I think their coach is at Ole Miss.
I'm going the other way. I'm laying it with Texas. Classic, get right, bounce back spot at the crib. Yes, they've lost 2 of their last 3, and they lost their last home game to Texas
It's
Tech.
a bad team. They lost to a bad team. Didn't they lose it?
They're going to blow the living doors off of UCF. It's UCF. We've seen them against Kansas State. It was not pretty. It's not pretty. And I just see something similar happen here with Texas. Like, I might even look at extended. I don't even know what you're seeing here. Will there be spots to fade Texas? Yes, and there has been. But I think this one is just a classic get right spot at home in Big 12 play. I'm also going to take – wait, what time did we stop at in this slot?
To me, it's astonishing how bad Texas is on the boards. It's like it just jumps off the page because this is a team that traditionally is really good at rebounding. They just stink. I mean, there's no effort whatsoever, man. They're lazy.
That's fair. I'm with Romanelli, though. I'm on my Oklahoma boys. This is a same thing. Bounce back spot at the crib. They let me down in back-to-back games, but at home, they're going to lock in and blow the doors off of West Virginia. We went all the way, right?
Nope.
No, we stopped at the first game at 9 o'clock.
Oh, then all right. And the 2 I like there.
All right. Got DePaul versus Providence, North Carolina versus Louisville, Houston versus Texas Tech, Arizona State versus UCLA, Belmont versus Northern Iowa, Vandy versus Auburn, Arizona versus the Brownies, and San Diego State versus Nevada. See, Ron, I almost made it all the way through with no nicknames. Chris?
Give me Arizona here. I think they absolutely destroy USC. This USC team isn't very good. All the fanfare of theirs was coming into the season. They had Bronny James. They had Isaiah Collier. Hasn't worked out. Still 8-9 on the year. Arizona 8-0 straight up and against the spread at home. More often than not, putting up 95 to 100 points a game at home. I think there's just way too much for USC there. And I'm going to go with Providence. Lay the 8.5. DePaul. Story's still the same. They can have a decent non-conference schedule, but every time they get into Big East play, they crap the bed, and it's been no different this year. Give me Providence, laying the 8.5.
I'm going to agree with you on Arizona. I like the Wildcats. Off a loss at home, just a really tough spot to be in if you're USC. And, we've mentioned the injuries, the underperformances, and it's just been an ugly, ugly season so far for the Trojans. And I think this is an ugly game, so I'll take Arizona.
That's it. Jake?
That's it.
Providence. Y'all knew that, though. We love fading DePaul. Big 12 play, home teams. 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 Houston is going to smash down on Texas Tech.
Texas Tech look good. Has been good, man. Good.
They're going to get their doors blown off tonight.
I'll tell you who's going to get their doors blown off is Steve Alford. I had the opportunity to fade them last time out against Boise. I really haven't been beaten on Alford or Richard Pitino all that much this season. They both have put together, really solid runs, but we know these guys aren't capable of taking this into mid-January and February and March. It's like, we know these guys, right? We know them. We've seen them. It's the same story, a different day. Because when you start getting into these conference games and all this other stuff, it's like eventually you got to coach. And you're up against San Diego State, who, while they might not be the same team that made it to the finals last year, look at the schedule that they played, man, out of conference. They played frickin' everybody, too, man. When you go back, they've played a very, very hard out-of-conference schedule. I'm going with the San Diego State Aztecs in this one. Just it's more of a fade of Steve Alford. It's just something I enjoy. It's the little things, It's what makes college hoops what it is. I see Alford. I take the other team. He'll coach you right out of it. He'll coach. He has that ability. I think the Houston Texas Tech game is going to be closer than you think. I don't know if Houston pulls out at the end or whatever, but I think it's going to be way closer than you think. This Texas Tech team could be the most underrated team in the nation. They're ranked now. It's like quietly ranked. I mean, that game against Texas was no fluke. They beat the crap out of them. I mean, it was like, if it would have been a fight, they would have stopped it. It was bad, man. Real bad. 78-67.
1 point win over Kansas State. That's not at home where they play their best basketball.
That's the myth. That's the myth. They play good basketball at home. They win a lot of games. They're not a great home cover team.
Team, maybe not, but
they're not a great home cover team. They're a good win team at home. They're not a great home cover team.
I can agree with that, but
they knocked the shit out of Sam Houston State.
Yeah, that's the problem with Texas Tech for me is, other than Texas, who I think is severely overrated as well, what's their other most impressive win? The last game against
they
Kansas
held
State.
Butler to 103.
Just came across my phone. Warriors Jazz postponed.
Postponed?
Mm.
Yep.
Why? Something happened. Or it's weather. I knew the Warriors were going to win. The Jazz canceled it because they knew the Warriors had it. I just knew I was going to win that one. Why does this Kelsey center for the Eagles getting more ink than anything? I'm sick of you.
You're just tired of the Kelseys in general. I mean, he's retiring. He was a staple for them. He deserves it.
Medical situation.
Yeah, the coach of the Warriors, man, something happened on this coach. I think the coach died, the assistant coach. And it was really a bad thing, real bad. Well, I still like Texas Tech plus the points. Ron, they beat Vandy 76-64. Took it to them. They beat Michigan.
Ooh.
Lost to Villanova by only 16. Kept it close. And, of course, the 73-46 win over Jay's alma mater, Texas A&M Commerce.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That was an impressive.
Disrespect. Disrespect. Go to the skate on over to the NHL. Are there any games today, Chris?
3.
1, 2, 3.
We've got the old logo, new logo, up against the Red Wings. We got the Devils. I wonder what we should use as the new logo. Got the Devils up against the Canadiens, and the Sabres up against the Black Hawks. Chris, you're our hockey guy. What do you got to say for yourself? Hang on. Hang on. Okay.
Makes it all worthwhile. Give me the Canadiens plus 1.5 at home. Or sorry, on the road here. The Devils 2-18 on the puck line at home. Yeah, no thanks. The Montreal Canadiens have actually been decent at battling on the road, and only 9-11 away from the Bell Center this season. So, give me Montreal plus 1.5 in that one. Probably my favorite play of the three.
Ron?
I'm going to take a Ruffolo on this card.
Whoa, straight Ruffalo. Jay? No Coyotes.
Blackhawks, money line. Simple. I hate the Sabres. I hate everything that has to deal with Buffalo, in all honesty. Bills, Sabres,
Jeez.
Wing.
That's hard. You don't like buffalo wings?
No, I was just playing. I like Buffalo. I was just playing.
Dude.
There's no such thing as
Ruffalo is so blind, so they didn't even have a comeback.
I came back a little bit. I asked you what was wrong with him.
I'm gonna take the Blackhawks, man. The price is right. The Sabres shouldn't be this amount of favorites on anybody. I'm sorry, they just shouldn't. I'm gonna take a shot with the Blackhawks at that huge plus money price.
I think that it happened at a restaurant. It could be that other people on this team are really sick too.
Yeah,
you know, there could be something really bad going on here, and I think they should just award the Warriors a win and a cover because of that.
Not the win and the cover.
On behalf of the state of Utah, we're giving.
Adam Silver comes on. We've awarded the game to the Warriors, and those of you that bet the game early and the cover. It's like, what if I got it at 4? Yes, you covered. I like Montreal on the puck line. I just like betting against the Devils on the puck line. And that's really what it all comes down to, especially at home. Those mother puckers are just 2-18 on the puck line at home, which means it's not going to happen. It's just not going to develop for them. I'm not seeing where the game is canceled, to be honest.
No, it's canceled.
You think there's weather, or is it it's a medical issue, huh?
No, I'm seeing it's postponed.
My sources is
in the jam session comments.
You know what I mean?
All right, well, it's about that time. All roads lead to the parlays. Chris, you want to go first?
All right, we'll go with Furman, Oklahoma, Providence.
Ron.
Who's that roof?
I'm going to go.
Who's that roof? Oklahoma, Providence, and who?
Furman.
I'll go Cavs, Raptors, and East Carolina.
I was with you.
And LSU. Throw in LSU there, too.
Mitch.
I'm going to go with UCF on the money line versus Texas, with Valpo on the money line versus the Evansville Purple Aces, and Rhode Island on the money line versus St. Bonnie's. $10 pays $585.48.
Creighton, money line. Give me Magic, money line. and give me the Cleveland Cavs money line. $3.
Hawks.
I
Layup.
believe in magic.
What about the Raptors? Throw the Raptors in there.
You can throw the Raptors in there.
Throw them in there.
Well, you want to lose a parlay twice?
Round robin. Teaser. Do a little teaser.
Got selling today before we get out of here. Selling, Roof.
Got NBA and college hoops play of the days. The college hoops went for $19, and also got an NBA 3-pack, college hoops 3-pack.
What's the fruit and the flowers there behind you on that shelf?
Oh, it was just something my fiance did, artwork. So
It looks really nice. Ron?
display.
I got a 3-pack, winning wager Wednesday 3-pack. You get two college hoops and one NBA. Also got my bank shot best bet in college hoops.
Jay.
I got my NBA play of the day. We're going to bounce back on that play today. We dropped it with the Thunder Buddies. We'll smack it today. And then I have some NBA plays, probably the 3-pack, and then a college hoops play as well. So, Big Dogs Premium.
I got tons of plays today, but I think for sale, I just have my college and NBA best bet, but I'll probably put some other packages together because I put a bunch of picks in. So I just got to sort through it all. And I'll just tell you, they're all really good picks. I'm sitting on a heater. I am. I know it. I think we all are. Am I sitting on a heater? This is this is big one. It's a big one. Signs point to yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. See, it takes a lot of guts to do it, but I did it. Let's see if I can get it so you can see it. Nope, it's not at focus. There it is. Signs point to yes. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. If you have any nicknames for your teams that I have omitted, submit them to Ron Romanelli. He enjoys that part of it. He's going to be on the rundown. Be like, this is Ron from BigDogs.com. Here we got the Presbyterian 1-ho, 2-ho, red-ho, blue-hos up against the
Utah Tech eggs.
The eggs of Utah Tech. Thanks everyone for joining us. Wednesdays with Ron, Mondays and Fridays with Costi. Got the jam session, the reach around, got bank shot breakdown, 7 free picks, takes me about 5 minutes, and a lot more on the way. Of course, big changes on the way of Pick Dogs, as always. I don't know what they are, but I'll let you know when they happen. Make it a winning day. I'm gonna try to act more professional tomorrow. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Peace.
I'm buying into it. I'm buying into it.